Hello, good morning, Year 5. So, the next part of the book that we're going to be reading, okay, is chapter 23, Crowning Glory, not Clowning Glory. And I've got Evie with me, who's going to read some of the book to you, okay? So Evie's going to make a start.
The Tower of Blunderers rose majestically from the early morning fog of the banks of the river Thames. Elliot with Virgo, Susan Pegasus popped back to their set spot in the sky from the witch, but the whispering pearl had snapped his shoes and flew down to where the other Olympians were hiding. The champ tower, the smaller towers were aligned in the main corridors. Where did you go? Said annoyed Aphrodite. We had to climb over the walls. I nearly gave myself a hernia getting faster over.
A hernia getting fatter over. She's been rude about her sister.
And a muscle whisper, Agnesta, why are the children here? We had a train to catch, said Zeus. We're thinking Elliot's book, but
winking at Elliot. Nice and slow.
Look lively. The hypnose is onto us. What the score? The crown's about to leave the jewels house, whispering Hermes. This is our last chance before it goes to Buckingham Palace. Not even joking. This is magnificent, said Virgo, looking around the historic grounds of the forest. What was it? Fortress. What was it for? Chopping people's heads off, and said Elliot. Mortals are barbaric, said Virgo. Ow. Well, punishment is
civilized.
Fines,
imprisonment.
Your organ feeds upon an important eagle.
Your organs feasted upon by an immortal eagle. I'll read this. Okay. Shh! Decided Athena. They all peered out from their hiding place again. 3 armoured trucks stood outside the jewel house, surrounded by heavily armed soldiers. How big is this crown? Asked Virgo, looking at the 3 huge vehicles. One will carry the crown, said Athena. The other 2 are decoys. We need to swap the crown before it's loaded into the truck. Nearby, 4 beefeaters were leaning on their pikes, enjoying a quiet cup of coffee. 1 very tall man, 1 very short man, 1 rather distinguished man, and 1 rather scruffy lady. Right, children, you go and find Hephaestus outside and wait for us there, ordered Athena. To an outcry from the youngsters. No arguments. Places everyone, Aphrodite. You created a distraction, Daddy. You and I will tackle the soldiers. Hermes, disguise yourself as a guard and swap the crowns. Elliot and Virgo reluctantly climbed aboard Pegasus and strapped the invisibility helmet on Elliot's head, shimmering them out of sight. Then, they were about to take off over the wall when a raven swooped down and landed on Athena's shoulder. But what about me? It whined. I want to play. They all whipped around as Hypnos dissembled back to himself. It's horribly early, isn't it? Said the demon of sleep, raising his ivory trumpet to his lips and blowing a thick fog of black smoke towards the gods. Perhaps you'd like a little sleep? The Olympians scattered away from Hypnos' blast, tumbling across the grass on the tower green, hidden from the soldiers' view by the white tower. Oh, please, whispered Aphrodite, getting back to her feet. There's only 1 of you. There are 4 of us. How hard? Do you like your butt kicked? Good point, cutie, laughed Hypnos. Only fair that we even up the teams. Read this bit.
The demon aimed his trumpet towards the 4 beefeaters and blew another almighty cloud of black smoke their way. It waffled around the big navy blue hats, splitting into 4 small cyclones that circled over their heads for a second before
simultaneously
stuck to their left ear and strange sensation made them all instinctively snap to attention,
put their
hands to their head, but as one they snapped into attention, drew their pikes and started marching slowly towards the gods with their weapons aimed at their enemies.
Perfect. Execute, they droned together. Execute. Look, the crown, whispered Elliot to Virgo. It's coming out of the jewel house. They both strained their necks to see the imperial state crown as a security guard carried it out on a red cushion. The purple velvet cap at the centre was encased by a frame of gold, platinum and silver. Every kind of gemstone covered the crown. Rubies, emeralds, pearls and sapphires. And in the centre shone the most brilliant diamond.
There's an earthstone, gasped Elliot. Even in the morning mist, the diamond outsparkled its companion. Gems were penetrating of worldly light. Execute, moaned the beat fevers as they marched on the gods. Execute. What he done to them? Asked Hermes. They were sleepwalking, said Athena, which the gods rooted to the spot. Hypnotized raised his trumpet to his lips and blasted them again. Elliot dug his heels into Pegasus' sides and cantoned towards Hypnos. I'll have the thanks, he said, and snatched the trumpet from Hypnos' hands. What? Who's bear? Hissed his Damon, demon of the sleep, as his trumpets vanished into thin air. Don't play with me.
Where's the crown? Said Elliot, making Hypnos spin around to find the direction of the unseen voice. I can't see, said Virgo. We need to get closer. Is that you, child? Grinned Hypnos. So, you want a game of hide and seek? You're it. Elliot put his lips to silence Virgo as Hypnos put his hand in front of him to feel for the invisible thieves. The beefeaters were now just meters away from the gods. Looks like it's time for some fisticuffs, said Zeus, rolling up his sleeves. Back in the day, we enjoyed a good scrap. We have to be gentle with them, said Athena. They don't know what they're doing.
Elliot smiled as Hypnos was straight past him. The gods were out to nail this. Forget fisticuffs, said Hermes, drawing his slender body into a loud crouch with his hands raised. I can't handle this, beefers. Hold tight, I am Karate King. I'm trained master, stuck to be you. I'm a black belt, posh. Hermes performed an elaborate series of martial arts moves, kicking and lunging with a chorus of high-pitched cries.
Hiya! He yelled each time, kicking his right leg higher with each shout. Hiya! Hiya! The beefeaters stopped and stared. Scared now, aren't you? Shouted Hermes, drawing his leg back for even bigger kicks. Well then, check this action out. Hiya! Hiya! Ha! Ha! Hamstring! Hamstring! Ow! 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 Hermes yelped painfully across the grass, clutching his injured thigh. Elliot gently urged Pegasus on to get better view of the crown, but the moment the horse's hooves hit the cobblestones, Hypnos flew over. They froze as he felt around, barely a metre from Pegasus' head. Here I come, ready or not, sang the demon. Elliot looked to the gods for help, but the beefeaters had their full attention. Athene, we've got this, said Aphrodite, signaling to her sisters as two of the beefeaters reached them. Remember the old routine? As if it were yesterday, said Athene confidently, retreating across the grass to give herself a long run up. You throw me up, I'll take two of them down with a flying somersault before you cartwheel over and flip the other two over your head. Ready? Ready, said Aphrodite, kneeling down and cupping her hands. Athene sprinted towards her sister, ready to be boosted in the air, but halfway, confusion clouded her face. We use my right foot, no, my left. Right? She called as she hurtled towards her sister. Right, shouted Aphrodite. Right as in the foot, or right as in, yes, it's your left? Right, yelled Aphrodite as Athena charged on. Which right? Screamed Athene. You need to give clearer instructions. You're right. I'm right about what? Screeched Athene. Too late.
She pulled her legs She put her left foot into Aphrodite's hands. Seriously, Aphrodite groans as she attempts to fling her sister into the air. What have you been eating? I'm the perfect weight of me. Ah!
Okay, and we'll leave it there today. Okay, really well done to Evie for reading that. It's not an easy thing to do, read from the computer screen as it's being recorded, so really well done, Evie. We will finish off this chapter tomorrow, and by the end of the week we'll have finished. We've got one chapter left after this. Okay, see you later.